Thank God it's Friday. Monday's a brand new start. Wednesday, you're halfway home, and Thursday, the weekend's not far. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday? Nothing, not a damn thing. Tuesday bites, Tuesday sucks, Tuesday blows, go away. Tuesday's crap, Tuesday's lame, Tuesday's dumb, go away. Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. But what can you say about Tuesday?
Rain this morning. Yeah, going to see some rain, maybe freezing rain at times. So obviously, bless you.
Thanks.
Could affect your commutes. If you're headed somewhere this morning.
Little hazy, little foggy in some areas as well.
In the mid-30s for a high today, but some rain, maybe freezing rain this morning. Clearing up a bit later on. Looks like we'll hit 40 degrees tomorrow and Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the storm that's traveling like through the middle part of the country? There's a real big winter storm, but it's like south of us. It's through like the central Midwest and into the East Coast. So
did not.
They are getting more than we're going to get, which is nice.
Right. Got a lot of stuff to get to this morning. Our good friend Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show was going to join us just after 8 a.m. I was hanging out with him on Sunday.
Yeah, watching some football.
He was in the area and was doing some ice fishing in the morning.
Yeah, ice fishing. Did he get anything? Did he talk about how was he successful?
Well, he showed me a picture of something. I think it was a crappie. I don't know if he got more than that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not that exciting. But all right, good. He was out there. He was doing the damn thing.
Yeah, so he was in the area, texted me Sunday morning, asked me if I was going to be out and about watching the Packer game, and I said, in fact, I was. And so he joined me for the first half before he made his way back home to Madison.
Awesome.
So we'll talk to him after 8 o'clock, see what his reactions are to the end of the season and what his thoughts are as the Packers head into the postseason, playing the Bears on Sunday night.
We're talking baseball already, too.
Yeah, we've got bus trips online at wiscotrips.com for the Brew Crew home opener. It's also the season opener. It's not just the home opener, but that's on Thursday, March 26th. They're taking on the White Sox, and we're taking bus trips to Miller Park from Eau Claire and La Crosse.
I know.
Tickets on the Johnsonville fan deck, which include food and beverages, by the way.
That's a hell of a day. That is a hell of a day. Not only the season opener, but the home opener.
Yeah.
Big day.
Head to wiscotrips.com for more info on that bus trip to Miller Park to see the Brewers home opener against the White Sox on Thursday, March 26th.
So we'll talk baseball already, right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, not too much. I mean, but it is something to look forward to, obviously, as, maybe the end of the football season's right around the corner. So, yeah. What's new on New Release Tuesday? We'll tell you about that. We talked about some movies that were turning 50 years old this year. We're going to talk about some TV shows that are turning 50 years old.
Some of them doing some specials and reunion cast reunion kind of things.
We obviously saw the Everybody Loves Raymond's sort of cast reunion at the end of 2025.
Potential for some of these, not necessarily, but who knows?
Yeah, and maybe not a cast reunion because obviously when you're talking 50 years, some of these casts, they maybe have one or two people left, but maybe some sort of in-depth look or documentary or some sort of TV special. And, of course, as I mentioned, the NFL season, the regular season came to an end on Sunday night, so we'll take a look at our Week 18 Pigskin Picks, even though the outcome does not matter. I've already got it in hand.
So we'll do that later.
How do you think you did in the last week there, Gene?
I know I got a couple right.
That's an accurate statement. rockmornings.com to be a part of the show. Don't forget, you can also head to the website, rockmornings.com, and sign up to win tickets before you can buy them for 80s Fest at Maple Grove Venues in West Salem. That show features Vince Neil of Motley Crue, obviously, Stephen Pearcy of Rat, Sebastian Bach, formerly of Skid Row, and special guest Quiet Riot. All those bands going to be at Maple Grove Venues in West Salem on Saturday, June 13th, and we got your chance to win tickets before you can buy them. Go to rockmornings.com to sign up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Sad news out of the state of Wisconsin as a historic supper club had to close its doors after a fire on Sunday night. This is in Edgerton, Wisconsin, which is between Madison and Janesville.
Janesville, yes.
The Lake House Inn in Edgerton closed until further notice. The building dates all the way back to the 1800s on the National Register of Historic Places. Because of the age of the building, it did not have sprinklers. So they had to wait until rescue crews showed up to help put that fire out. But the Lakeside Fire Rescue said someone first called 911 just before 8:30 on Sunday. Crews were there within 10 to 12 minutes. Reported seeing the fire rapidly spread through the kitchen and the restaurant. About a dozen agencies responding to that fire, putting out the flames about 3.5 hours later due to heavy winds. 2 of the responding firefighters are expected to survive after they were electrically shocked by an air conditioning unit.
That sounds terrifying. Both
first responders were treated on the scene, later returned to their firefighting duties. The Lake House Inn has always been more than a building. Man. It's the memories made here, the celebrations shared, the friendships formed, and the moments spent together that truly matter, according to the post on social media. Those memories live on, and they mean everything to us. Thank you for standing with us during this difficult time. The restaurant closed, obviously, when the fire started, a cause under investigation. They do plan to share updates online, but for now,
big,
the Lake
beautiful
House Inn
brick building, if you can imagine, right?
Yeah, and like it looks like a lot of damage, too. That we're not talking about like, oh, maybe clean up some smoke, damn it. No, this is going to be have to rebuild kind of thing, maybe keeping some of the existing structure, but sad news out of Edgerton, Wisconsin, as a famous Wisconsin supper club essentially burning to the ground over the weekend. White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy Stephen Miller defending President Donald Trump's attitude towards acquiring Greenland earlier this week.
The United States should have Greenland as part of the United States. There's no need to even think or talk about this in the context that you're asking of a military operation. Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland.
Miller was on CNN talking to Jake Tapper about his wife, Katie, and her social media post saying soon, as a caption alongside a map of Greenland with American flag colors. Tapper then asking Miller if he would rule out the prospect of Donald Trump moving to acquire Greenland by force. And, of course, that's his response there. So we're getting Greenland, I guess, at some point. Do we absorb them like osmosis, or what do we do here?
I don't know. I went to sleep and then I woke up.
You came in this morning and you asked, have we removed anybody else from power? I don't think we have to do that with Greenland. We just have to move in. We're like squatters, right? We just take over and say, this is ours now, right? What's their tenant removal laws there? If you don't want to take the jab, now you can take the pill.
I saw that.
The first and only oral GLP-1 for weight loss is now available to consumers. Novo Nordisk announcing yesterday that its daily oral Wegovy pill is now available by prescription, so you can't just go into the store and buy one of these things. But if you get a prescription from your doctor, you can pick up the new Wegovy pill at pharmacies nationwide or have it delivered through telehealth companies, according to Novo Nordisk. It's the first and only
pill
oral
versus injection.
Yeah, they say they're launching the Wegovy pill like we have never launched before. It's our opportunity to bring this new medicine to market in all channels all at once, having it available through commercial insurance from day one and available in brick and mortar pharmacies like CVS and Costco, but then also partnering with telehealth companies.
I think there are other pills out there, but this is the only one that's FDA approved.
It is approved, by the way. The oral pill from Wegovy was approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration back in December. The pill works by slowing down the movement of food through the stomach and curbing your appetite, thereby causing weight loss. So if you don't want to take the shot and you want to try a pill instead,
talk to your doctor.
The Wegovy pill expected to be a $25 or less copay per month if it is covered by your insurance, and without insurance, the price varies by dosage between $149 and $299 per month. So trying to keep it affordable.
FDA approved, the only oral one that's FDA approved.
And last but not least, I know you hated it when the show was on Netflix and it was very popular, but you weren't as annoyed as his wife. Charlie Hunnam, the guy who played Ed Gein on Netflix.
Yes.
The monster, the Ed Gein story, his wife, apparently, Morgana, not happy with him doing it at the house. Apparently he was practicing at home quite a bit and trying to stay in character so that he wouldn't lose
Stop that
very unique sound to the voice. Charlie Hunnam's longtime girlfriend, not his wife, Morgana McNellis, requested that he stop using his Ed Gein voice.
I'm sure. That's annoying,
dude. He told E! Entertainment News at the 2026 Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday night, she did ask me. I was slipping in and out of it all the time, and she was saying, dude, you have to stop with the voice.
Yeah.
At breakfast, it's a little too much.
I get that he had to practice, and I understand that you bring that home sometimes, but dude, creepy and annoying and weird, and I don't want any of it, right? You got to practice that. You're in the basement. I'm upstairs.
Also, apparently did get married, said during the interview he referred to her as his wife, and they have been together since 2005, so 20 years together, and I guess quietly got married. I always like to ring in the new year mainly on the 1st rather than on the 31st, so my wife and I went to bed early, got up, had a really beautiful hike, and came in, set some intentions. Never publicly announced they are married, but apparently
20 years together.
Referring to her as his wife now. So Charlie, oh jeez.
She's like, dude, stop. No, not at the breakfast table. Coffee.
I really like these eggs that you made me.
You got to get out of
They're
here.
really good.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Mother said I shouldn't have any bacon with my breakfast.
So you weren't the only one, Gene. Apparently his girlfriend / common law wife, whatever she is, not too happy with him practicing that Ed Gein voice around the breakfast table. A little tough to enjoy your coffee and your OJ in the morning when that guy's
time to run errands.
Talking about making nipple belts and whatever else he was doing.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
The Las Vegas Raiders fire head coach Pete Carroll. The Cleveland Browns fire head coach Kevin Stefanski. The Atlanta Falcons fire Raheem Morris. The Arizona Cardinals fire Jonathan Gannon.
You suck!
The New York Giants fire Brian Dabble. And the Tennessee Titans fire Brian Callahan.
It was actually Dayball, and he got fired earlier this season. But Black Monday started on Sunday nights with the Falcons firing their head coach, Raheem Morris, and their GM, Terry Fontenot. They cleaned house. And then yesterday it continued. Heads were rolling.
Okay, tell me about
First thing in the morning, you had the Browns firing their head coach, Kevin Stefanski, after 6 seasons with the team. The Raiders got rid of Pete Carroll after just 1 season with the team. It was so bad. Well, he's in his 70s, too. And look, he wasn't going to be the long-term solution there. But the Arizona Cardinals also fired their head coach, Jonathan Gannon, after 3 straight losing seasons. We'll see if any more coaches get the axe today. But Black Monday up and running. Bengals say they're going to bring back their head coach, Zach Taylor, and their director of player personnel, Duke Tobin. Mike Brown, the owner of the team, announced that yesterday. The Bengals missed the playoffs for the 3rd straight season as Joe Burrow missed 9 games with that turf toe injury, required surgery. They finished 6-11. Obviously, if you can't keep Joe Burrow behind center, then you're not going to win a lot of games in Cincinnati. And they have a really piss-poor offensive line, which makes, for him, a rough go for him. 9-5 Wisconsin at home tonight against unranked UCLA. That game on Peacock tips off at 8 p.m. The Bucks have won 5 of their last 7 games, and they're off today, but they'll be at Golden State tomorrow night. That's a 9 p.m. tip-off for Giannis and the Bucks. Seahawks heading into the playoffs with the best odds to win the Super Bowl. Right now, they're plus 350 favorites to win, followed closely by the Rams at plus 425.
All right.
This is according to DraftKings lines. The top AFC-seeded Denver Broncos come in next at plus 650. The Buffalo Bills and Patriots round out the top 5 at both plus 950. Seattle entering the campaign with plus 6,000 odds, by the way, to win this season's championship. And should the Hawks win it all, they would have the longest preseason odds for a champion since the 2001 Patriots. So, yeah, they were long shots to win at the beginning of the season.
So much money to be had there.
And if you had plunked down some money on them at plus 6,000, you've got a nice little paycheck should they win the Super Bowl. NBA going back to China next season. As expected, the Mavericks and Rockets will play a pair of preseason games in October in Macau. The games, much like last preseason between Brooklyn and Phoenix, will be played at Macau's Venetian Arena, which is owned by the Sands Corporation, a casino operator in China, as well as in America. The president and chief operating officer of the Sands, Patrick Dumont, is also the governor of the Dallas Mavericks. So sort of a little tie-in there, bringing NBA to China in the preseason next year. And the former Brew Crew player, Daniel Vogelbach, is returning to the organization as their hitting coach on Pat Murphy's staff for 2026. Vogelbach, who was the DH and first baseman for the Brewers in 2020 and 2021. One of the 4 new faces on the coaching staff that were announced yesterday by the president of baseball operations, Matt Arnold. The other newcomers this year, the first base coach, Spencer Allen, the hitting coach, Guillermo Martinez, and assistant pitching coach, Juan Sandoval. Eric Tyson, who's been the hitting coach, or was the hitting coach last season, has been promoted to the lead hitting coach. So the Brew Crew moving some things around, bringing in some fresh meats, and trying to get over that hump. Obviously had a great season and won the NL Central, but didn't do much of anything in the playoffs. And
didn't go anywhere.
I don't know how much those coaches are going to play a factor in, but trying to do stuff.
As we talked about earlier this morning, we have buses going to opening day, which is also the season opener on the 26th of March against the White Sox. Great round-trip bus transportation from Eau Claire and La Crosse. It includes food both in the tailgate parking lot and then also up on the Johnsonville deck, because that's where your tickets are going to be located for that home opener. And you can find out about that bus trip March 26th by going to wiscotrips.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The NBA on NBC tonight. Coast to Coast Tuesday. Tips off with the T-Wolves hosting the Miami Heat. That's at 7 o'clock. And then the Sacramento Kings will host the Dallas Mavericks at 10 p.m. on NBC. NBA making its return to NBC this season. Also on television, as we mentioned yesterday, a lot of series premiering, a lot of seasons restarting after the winter break. You've got a series premiere on Fox tonight called Best Medicine. A surgeon who leaves his Boston career behind to become the general practitioner of a fishing village where he spent his summers as a kid. So,
Chicago Med meets...
No, I think it's more comedy or dramedy as opposed to serious medical stuff. The 4th season premiere of Will Trent is on ABC. Doc returns to Fox tonight after the premiere of Best Medicine. High Potential also returning to ABC, and the 8th season premiere of The Rookie tonight at 9 o'clock on ABC. So, again, a lot of series returning, a lot of series premieres, all that stuff. Jimmy Fallon's new tonight with Lucy Liu. Ramon Rodriguez. Jamie Campbell Bower from Stranger Things plays Vecna. And also Colin Quinn going to be on with Fallon. Joel Edgerton going to be talking to Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Also joining Joel Edgerton on Kimmel, Nikki Glaser. She's hosting, the Golden Globes?
Okay.
One of those award shows. And Debbie Gibson, who had some of her music featured in the series finale of Stranger Things, along with Tiffany and Iron Maiden and Prince. And who's seeing his music go up the charts right now. Stephen Colbert's new with Jodie Foster and Tracy Letts. Seth Meyers also new with Sean Hayes, Karl Anthony Towns from the Knicks, and the director of Deadpool and Wolverine, Sean Levy, is going to be on with Seth Meyers. And speaking of Stranger Things, in the series finale, there apparently is some sort of conspiracy theory that there's going to be a new episode coming out sometime today or tomorrow. That is the actual series finale as opposed to the one that we watched over the holiday break. The series finale airing on New Year's Eve. Or did it? There's a theory going around on the internets that episode 8 was a fake out and the real finale will air tomorrow, a.k.a. Wednesday. They call it the conformity gate theory. Basically suggests that Vecna won the final battle and the flash forward happy ending at the end of the episode, not too many spoiler alerts here, is an illusion that he crafted and the real final battle has yet to happen.
So it was a mind flayer kind of control thing, and it didn't.
Fans who think this theory is correct, who subscribe to this.
Okay. The Easter eggs, what kind of
spotted Easter eggs in the epilogue. They say that all the students at the graduation have their hands clasped, which is what Henry would do. There's also What's It board games in the background, and Mr. What's It, of course, is what the kids
Called him that he kidnapped. As for why the fans think this is happening tomorrow, it's because Netflix shared a teaser for some upcoming projects on Christmas Day, captioned it, "Your future is on its way, hashtag what's next, January 7th, 2026. So they are teasing that something is going to happen on January 7th, which, of course, is tomorrow, but seems like a stretch. There is, however, a Stranger Things documentary on the way. It's called One Last Adventure, The Making of Stranger Things 5, and it premieres next week on Monday on Netflix. So, I don't know. I mean, cool if you could plan that, and yes.
I did say, what didn't I tell you yesterday, though? I said I thought that the final battle, like the very final battle between Vecna and everybody else,
shouldn't have been won that easily. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it felt like it was too easy. I'm not subscribing to that conspiracy theory, but who knows?
So that would be tomorrow, supposedly, if it's a theory at all.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on Netflix.
Secret 9th episode, is that the deal?
Where Vecna won, but he cast some sort of illusion, making everyone else think that they won, the good guys. We'll see. Today is, of course, New Release Tuesday. Tron Ares is on DVD, rated PG-13, starring Jared Leto, Jeff Bridges, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Gillian Anderson.
It's a lot of folk.
A highly sophisticated program, Ares, sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission. Tron Ares. This is what, the third, fourth one in the series? Also, the Smashing Machine. This is the MMA movie starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt.
Yep.
It's rated R. It's called The Smashing Machine.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
This guy is the best he has ever seen.
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not.
How do you know Mark Kerr?
Oh, we go way back. But he's a buddy of mine.
Come on, baby. Too much?
Never.
Too much?
No.
Please welcome in his Octagon debut, Mark
A debuts today on...
Yeah, it's New Release Tuesday, so that drops on DVD if you want to try and find one, pick it up. But The Smashing Machine, rated R, starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and others. The story of MMA and UFC champion Mark Kerr. Also new on New Release Tuesday, The Senior, rated PG, starring Michael Chiklis, Mary Stuart Masterson, Rob Corddry is in this one as well. Nearly 4 decades after he got kicked off his football team, Mike returns to his alma mater to take the hit that changed everything. Fights for one last shot at the ending he still believes is possible. This is one of those old guy on his high school football, baseball, soccer, whatever it is.
I never finished my senior year.
Why not?
I got thrown out for fighting.
You're done!
What kind of a captain gets kicked off his own team? I wish I could go back and do it all over again. I'm eligible.
Eligible for what?
To play?
The Senior on DVD today for New Release Tuesday, rated PG. Also a film called Shelby Oaks, rated R, stars Keith David. A woman's obsessive search for her missing sister leads her into a terrifying mystery at the hands of an unknown evil. Afterburn, rated R, stars Samuel L. Jackson, Dave Bautista, Olga Kurylenko. After a massive solar flare destroys the Earth's eastern hemisphere, a treasure hunter for hire adventures to Europe to uncover the coveted Mona Lisa, only to learn the world needs a hero more than it needs a painting.
That's always the case, isn't it?
Afterburn.
World needs a hero.
It always does.
I need a hero.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's new on New Release Tuesday. As we were talking about yesterday, a bunch of movies turning 50 this year. I'm turning 50 this year. Big birthday coming up in May.
Talked about that yesterday and how some of those might have special screenings this year. Your chance to see them maybe for the first time ever on the big screen.
Yeah, and a lot of TV shows are also turning 50 this year, including Family Feud. It's been around for 50 years, debuted in 1976. Probably have some special episodes, right? Maybe bigger jackpots, maybe some returning.
Man, that's
guests.
one of those shows where, like, we were playing it in the car, driving back and forth to see my mom the other day.
Yeah.
Just the questions, you can find on the internet or whatever. And it's one of those games where when you're reading the questions, you're like, how can they not think of this answer, right? And then it turns around and you get asked the questions, and you're like,
Top 100 answers on the board. Yeah. Family Feud turning 50 this year. The show about a guy who pretended to be gay so he could get a apartment with two women. Three's Company. That was the premise of the show.
Yes.
That back in the 70s, you couldn't be a single male living with two single females.
Correct.
Landlords were too.
Well, and there was a cheap
religious,
apartment
pious.
in California, too.
Yeah.
They wanted the price tag, I think.
But yeah, Three's Company was debuted on 1976, 50 years ago, making its birthday this year. The Muppet Show also debuted in 1976. I know that there is they're working on a new Muppet movie, and they're going to be doing some special shows and stuff like that for the Muppet Show. But that turns 50 years old this year.
That's awesome. I know Sabrina Carpenter is going to be, I think, Seth Rogen and stuff, too.
Charlie's Angels, not the movies, but the TV show.
Good morning, Angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
That debuted in 1976. It turns 50 this year. A spinoff from Happy Days.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley. Schlemazel.
50.
Yes. Turning 50 years old this year. Also, Alice, What's Happening, The Gong Show, The Bionic Woman, Battle of the Network Stars.
Whoa.
Tabitha, which was a spinoff from Bewitched. The Brady Bunch Hour. You remember that at all? 1976? No?
Not that, I guess.
No.
I mean, the Brady Bunch, obviously,
Yeah.
but not the...
Yeah. But a bunch of shows turning 50 this year. Might see some specials and documentaries and behind the scenes and reunions and who knows what else.
Yeah, it looks like the Muppet movie, or the Muppets are doing that for sure.
Yeah.
Celebrating their 50th.
It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find our contact info online at rockmornings.com. It's Breaking Benjamin.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
We talked last week, I believe, about the bodies in the bayous
Oh, my
in
God.
Houston. Have you seen this? And
Yes, they keep digging them up, pulling them up,
Over,
and they're
like-
like, oh, I don't think there's any serial killer. And maybe that's the case. You
like
just have
34,
that.
35 bodies.
40 bodies being pulled from one area, and they're like, it just happens. It happens, I guess.
Wow.
Big cities and bayous, I suppose, but yuck.
Yeah, I mean, look, Houston's a very large city in America. So
understand.
35 dead bodies
It seems
is not unusual for a city of that size. But to
Seems
find them
gross.
in the same place essentially means someone's
Yes.
dumping bodies in the bayou. or maybe, I don't know, but
makes me.
there are theories
don't
that
swim there.
Right, there's theories
Gross.
that there is a serial killer on the loose, or maybe multiple people that are dumping bodies in these bayous. Well, this mother and her infant were rescued from one of these bayous in Houston recently by a guy that wanted to remain anonymous. Apparently, he's a homeless guy. The woman and her baby on New Year's Day were driving their minivan. It went over an embankment and into the bayou. They're both okay after a homeless guy got out to them on a small boat. Apparently, this guy is living on his dinghy. And the cops haven't revealed his name. They don't even know who he is yet.
So he saw it happen. He jumped into action. He saved the mother and the baby, and then and disappeared into the night, essentially.
This is in Dickinson, Texas. A hero choosing to remain anonymous after saving a woman and her infant child after they crashed into a Houston area bayou on New Year's Day. This is about 9:45 p.m. on Thursday. The police got a 911 call about a crash along the Gulf Freeway. The caller said a vehicle had crashed into Dickinson Bayou near a park. Authorities said the woman was going eastbound when she hit a curb, lost control of the minivan, veered across several lanes of traffic, unable to stop the van as it slid down the embankment and crashed into the water. You got your kid in there and you're freaking out, right? Officers, before they could get there, a man who lives in the area saw the crash happen, used his boat to get to the submerged van and get the mother and her child to safety. So not only getting them out of the van, but also getting them on the boat and getting them to where they need to be.
That's awesome.
Investigators say neither drugs nor alcohol was a factor. The mother and infant not injured, child obviously secured in the car seat at the time of the crash. The Dickinson Police Department would like to thank the Good Samaritan for his quick and selfless actions, but they don't know who it is. Tow truck driver was able to get down there and get this vehicle out, but yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Scary situation.
He was there and he helped. My mother-in-law almost went into a bayou down there. Got in a car accident, went over an embankment. Similar story, like almost wound up into the water like that. Scary.
What's the most amount of Amazon packages you've ever had delivered at the same time?
Oh, not really that.
5?
Yeah.
7?
Yeah, something like, probably not even 7.
Different
4 or
boxes?
5, something like that. I mean, over the course of a month, maybe 15 something, but not all at one time.
There's a woman in Maryland named Amy Creel, not to be confused with Vecna's father on Stranger Things. In the news after more than a few Amazon packages showed up at her doorstep in the last month. She went on social media. She rescues animals. This is what her job is. And asked people to donate food and other pet supplies for Christmas. And the internet apparently came through in a big way. Thousands of boxes getting delivered to her home in the month of December. She joked that her Amazon driver probably hates her now.
Yeah, big tip. I think it's time to tip that gal or guy.
Got a call from her husband, said, you need to come home immediately.
You got to help over here. You can't believe this.
Never imagined what was about to happen. The driveway completely covered, but not with snow. It was
kidding.
Thousands of Amazon boxes and packages stacked as far as the eye could see. There's pictures of this, by the way.
You got to get home, honey. This is not a one-man show here.
She said, I was in shock. There were boxes everywhere. Looked like something had gone wrong, right? The truck backed up, maybe got the wrong address, maybe thought I was going to deliver these packages when I'm not.
But it was all dog food, cat food supplies.
Yeah, they were filled with dog food, dog treats, toys, beds, just about anything dogs and cats could need. She is an animal rescuer, reached out to her community asking for donations to help the dogs in need during the holidays, and biggity bam, now she's got
responded.
Yeah, now she's got thousands of boxes. Thanks to the generosity of strangers, countless dogs will now have cozy beds and lots of treats over the holidays and over the next couple of months. Thanks to Amy Creel and all of her friends on the internet.
I edit my request to have them delivered to the actual shelter as opposed to my house? Because now I just got to transfer them. Could I thank you for responding? Could we just get them moved to a different location?
And last but not least, they did it again.
To the line, Belpino shot. It's gone!
Oh, I love these videos.
Sweet cuddly mayhem. It's a sky full of stuffies. It's the teddy bear toss magic in Hershey.
Release the bears. Unbelievable sight here. Just watching all these things fly to the ice.
Bears of all shapes and sizes in the ice, quickly littered by all sorts of stuffies. And all for a great cause. Over 60 local organizations benefit as part of the Hershey Bears Cares program.
They did it again. The Hershey Bears. Sweet cuddly mayhem, the sweetest place on earth. American Hockey League, Hershey Bears, along with their fans, corporate partners, demonstrating unrivaled levels of generosity and kindness. Over 81,000 teddy bears and stuffed animals collected during their giant teddy bear toss, including increasing the total number of teddy bears and stuffed animals that they have collected to 648,246 since they've hosted their first one back in 2001. Their 102,343 teddy bears collected in 2025 remains a World Hockey Teddy Bear Toss record.
Yeah.
But they tried to break that record in 2026 just a few days ago, unable to break it, but still collected over 81,000 teddy bears.
I love those videos because you're watching them and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so many, that's so many, that's so many, so many. Man, they just keep coming.
Yeah.
Man, wow, they keep throwing. Are they almost done? No, they're not done. They're not even halfway done. And they just keep raining down on the ice. It's so great. So great.
Hershey Bears doing it again with their teddy bear toss. Very cool videos of that, too. Seeing them, as you mentioned, come streaming down from the crowd, from the stands into the
And you think it's over. It takes a kind of a lull, and then you're like, oh, no, here's the second wave. It's great.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
What happens when you return from a lengthy vacation / time away from home in regards to your cats, I should say. You have cats, right?
I do. I have 2 cats.
Now, you come home and the dog sees you. It's game on.
Oh, yeah.
Like the dog is excited, the tail's going.
Yes. In our case,
bouncing.
they almost cry with enthusiasm.
Right.
Even
if you're gone for just an hour,
they're
sometimes.
crying about it.
But if you leave for like a week, you just went to Europe recently.
The cats usually make an appearance. Like they'll come from wherever they are in the home to the kitchen or wherever they hear us talking. Sometimes you got to go look for them, but for the most part.
Different reaction, though. Much different, right?
Oh, yeah. They're not jumping up on you and crying. They're just like, hey, I'm in the room. Feed me.
That's not to
Where's
say.
my treat?
And that's not to say that some cats are
glad to see you, of course.
But for the most part, I think we all understand the difference between the reaction that a dog has when you return from going somewhere and the reaction that the cat has when you return. It's a bit more tempered when it comes with the cat, right?
Generally speaking, I have had cats that act more like dogs, right? Who are very affectionate and all of that, but it's not as common.
I've had, 2-3 cats in my lifetime. The one when I was growing up, Kitty, and now we have Mr. Cricket.
Yeah.
And Mr.
He's affectionate.
Mr. Cricket loves us.
Yes.
Loves my mother-in-law. But he's very concerned when something happens in the house that's different than what has been currently happening. So if someone comes over that he doesn't know, he hides downstairs. He finds a place to hide, doesn't come out. Even when we return from vacation and he hears us, he'll
a little hesitant. Very
hesitant. He'll sit at the top of the steps and watch us in the kitchen as we unpack and move around. And then eventually, when he deems it safe, he starts going. He meows a lot. Like he's very vocal. And he wants us to know he's there,
I'm
and
here,
he's very
pick
chatty.
Me up, let's talk.
Yeah, he wants us to sit down so he can be on us and all that, and be very lovey-dovey. But he's not crazy, jump around, go nuts as soon as we walk through the door. How long do you think it takes your cat to forget you? The dog obviously seems to know right away. Like the dog's just waiting, doesn't matter how long it takes. Hour, 2 hours, day, week, month.
I don't know, because I've heard of stories where cats go missing and then get reunited.
Well, that's one thing, but I'm talking about the cat just blatantly saying,
like its mind shuts off and it goes, I don't recognize that human anymore, or I wonder.
Right, the dog seems to have a better connection with the human, right? In terms of remembering that person, smells.
My cat, Tiny, I feel like he would never forget me. I bet it's longer than you think. It's either going to be longer than you think or it's going to be like 8 hours.
The question is trending recently after someone posted a video on Instagram, claims the answer is your cat would never forget you. Just like dogs, they apparently have a very good long-term memory. A writer for Newsweek asked a veterinarian about it, and they pretty much agreed. They said, quote, cats don't easily forget their owners, especially if the connection was strong and stable. Yeah, I mean, we've owned Mr. Cricket now for, 6-7 years, whatever it's been. And we definitely have a strong connection with him. I don't think he would forget us, but I don't know how long would it, after a month, or am I just a new person that comes into his life?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that they'll know you. They'd know you. I mean, they're people.
The veterinarian said that despite their reputation for being very independent and a bit aloof at times, cats have a surprisingly complex memory system. Mm-hmm. They don't just remember faces. They store layered memories of sight, sound, smells, and routines that make them feel secure, much like dogs. Cats are unique. Although some of their memory skills will sound familiar to dog owners, there are some key differences. Cats' memories are layered across the physical space they are in, with the sight, sound, smells, as well as the routines kept. A study led by the Center of Autobiographical Memory Research in Denmark said cats and dogs have a surprising ability to recall past events. Well, that goes without saying, because if you kick a dog, not that I'm advising that, I'm just saying that, like, you see that with an abused dog.
Yeah.
I mean, repeated abuse. The same goes for happy memories, of course. Researchers surveyed 375 dog and cat owners and found that 80% reported their pets remembered specific experiences. Wow. Think of, like, going to the vet.
Yes. I was
going to the park, going to daycare. When we take Remy to daycare 3 days a week, she knows. She's well aware of what this situation's going to end in. I'm going to be around all my friends at the doggy daycare.
Well, cats too, though. I mean, if I get the cat carrier out.
Oh, you have to get the cat first, then the cat carrier. Yeah,
hide it.
Oh, I know.
You cannot hand. And we keep our treats in this cabinet.
Or divide and conquer. Oh, we've got a drawer, and as soon as I'm in the kitchen by the drawer, which is right below the coffee maker, they're just
It's a cabinet, and he can sit on the dishwasher and take his paw like this and open it up, like dunk, dunk, dunk,
like
dunk,
hey,
dunk,
over
dunk,
here,
dunk,
human.
dunk, 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 dunk. You hear it knocking from the like. Yeah, for sure.
So
They
cats
know.
apparently have a pretty good memory and do remember their owners, even after long periods of time being apart.
Cat in the wall, eh?
No. Cat at home, not in the wall. Cat in the couch, that's where Mr. Cricket likes to go. Loves getting
Hidey
up in
holes.
the couch. Yep. He also enjoys getting under the blankets on a bed and not being seen because you just sort of walk by and don't notice the little lump that's under there.
Is your cat making too much noise all the time?
No, he's hiding under the blanket.
Yeah, he's
hide and seek.
taking it easy, actually, Mr. Cricky. Got Grant Bilse joining us. A bit later on, we'll be talking about the end of the NFL regular season. Plus, a look at the playoffs as the Packers get ready to face the Bears on Saturday night on Prime. I heard him bitching and moaning about that yesterday on his program.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wisco Sports Show with Grant Bilse, weekday afternoons from 4
Challenging
to
to
6.
watch, yeah.
Yeah. NFL's oldest rivalry. Why not put it on behind a paywall? Yada, yada, yada. He was very upset about that. So we'll talk to him just after 8 o'clock. We'll get to Bad News, Happy Music as well. And speaking of Week 18 in the NFL, we're going to go through our Week 18 Pigskin Picks next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Oh, man.
Week 18 in the NFL wrapping up on Sunday Night Football with a classic matchup between the Ravens and the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers getting that go-ahead touchdown. The Ravens driving the field and getting the field goal attempt that missed because of God. They blessed the end zone. And
I saw a video yesterday of the kicker. Sorry, I don't know his name. That missed.
Loop, I think is his name, right? Justin Loop.
God or whatever.
His name.
But leaving the field, just oof.
Yeah.
The sadness and guilt and all the pressures of the world on you.
Don't get on the team flight because you're not. They don't want to see you on the plane.
Brutal watching him walk through the tunnel. Just brutal.
As we have done all season long, we made our Pigskin Picks. We did this a long time ago, actually. This was back on Tuesday of last week because you were gone on Wednesday, New Year's Eve. We did have a bunch of games, obviously, over the weekend. And I have already won the contest, but it bears that we look at the schedule and see how we did. Gene finishing the week 6-9. You got 6 correct. Didn't gain any ground. I finished 9-7. As I mentioned, I already had the contest in hand, so
9
it wasn't.
6? Is that what you said?
6-9.
9.
The opposite. You had 6 wins and 9 losses.
69.
Yeah, 69 essentially. Gene got 69. So we both were wrong with Carolina. They lost to Tampa Bay. We both picked Carolina to win. You were correct that Seattle would beat San Francisco. I don't know why San Fran laid an egg on that one, but then you struggled mightily.
Thank you.
To say the least.
That sounds familiar.
Over the next several games.
I don't know.
You went with New Orleans. They did not beat Atlanta.
Oh, really?
I correctly chose Atlanta. We both picked Cincinnati to win. They did not beat the Browns. The Browns got a win there. You were incorrect on Indianapolis, Tennessee, Green Bay, and Dallas. It wasn't until the late afternoon games when you finally turned it around and started to pick winners. You got all of the noon games wrong, all of them. You got Buffalo right. You picked Chicago. They let us down. They didn't beat the Lions. You picked Denver. They won. Sons of Rams, you got that right. You were wrong on Kansas City and Miami. And then you got the two final games correct. Washington over Philly and Pittsburgh over Baltimore. You got those 2 right. So you finish week 18 6-9. I finished 9-7. I got Atlanta, Houston, Jacksonville, Minnesota, Giants, Buffalo, Rams, Vegas, Patriots. And then I was wrong on Carolina, San Fran, Cincinnati, Chicago, Chargers. And then the 2 late games, Philly and Baltimore, let me down. So your overall record, by the way, for the season, you finished 148 and 122 overall.
That's pretty good.
Nearly 500.
Yeah, those are some good numbers.
Just above the Mendoza line there.
Sounds more right than wrong.
As opposed to my stellar outcome, 179 and 92 overall. I thoroughly trounced you. Absolute throttling. Poor Gene. Didn't stand a chance.
So what do you think about National Paella Day?
What about it?
Well, it's celebrated annually by honoring this famous dish from Spain with
when is it?
Vibrant colors, rich flavor.
I know exactly
communal spirit often marked by cooking or enjoying with friends and family.
I know exactly what paella is.
It's a
number one. I'm not sharing
rice, olive oil, vegetables, proteins. Originated in the mid-19th century.
Saffron,
in Spain.
Don't forget the saffron gives it the beautiful color and flavor. The saffron,
evolving
very important
from a
part.
humble farmer meal. So you could celebrate by making it and sharing it. You could do that. No. So it's been Spanish
first of all, I'm not
Day.
making it. You're making it, and no, I'm not sharing.
You could.
This is my meal. This is for me.
March 27th is National Paella
March
Day.
20. I gotta wait now. Another. So you think I'm gonna forget?
No, I'm just saying.
That's what your attempt
Should we combine the two things? Should we celebrate
Well, I'd
it?
really like to enjoy it this Sunday night when the Patriots take on
the best
the
you're going to be able to do is maybe, possibly near or around the Super Bowl. But otherwise, I think we embrace this Paella Day and we go for
What is the date of March 27th? What day of the week is that?
I don't know. I didn't
That's
look.
a Friday. Would you be able to make it on Thursday night, the 26th, and bring it in on Friday, the 27th?
I don't know.
For me to enjoy?
For me to look ahead of March. I mean, that's a... I don't
you
know.
may not even be here by then. I don't know what the hell your situation is.
Who knows?
Somebody's got to run this stupid show.
Who knows? It could be a lottery winner by then, Brian.
National Paella Day?
I'll make your stupid paella someday.
You have to. You made a bet.
I know.
Even though you should have made it for me a dozen years ago when you promised to make it when I was going on the slab for a major surgery.
Never promised.
You did promise.
No, I said, what would you like to eat when you're done with your surgery?
Yes, that is a promise.
That was
as a
just
friend.
question. I didn't say I'm going to do it.
Yes, you did.
We were just having a conversation.
What would you like to eat when you recover from your surgery? I'll make it for you. That's exactly what you said.
No, I make
That's
it for you.
exactly what you said. I was there. I heard you say it.
Out of that
and then you
sentence.
never made it. And you completely
Bleh.
fell off the cliff.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Spanish paella.
Football.
Spanish paella.
Is the Super Bowl
shrimps,
like the first
scallops, some sort
Sunday,
of clam,
February 8th.
whether it's mussels or little necks, one of those two.
Possibly the week of the Super Bowl. We'll see.
That's coming up quick, by the way. That's only like 3 weeks from now.
I know.
FYI.
Yeah. Oh, is it really already?
Yeah, dude.
Time.
One way or the other, I'm getting paella, and I'm going to remind you on a much more regular basis
Great.
now.
That'll be fun for me.
Yeah,
Great.
including today.
Wonderful.
Hey, Gene, don't forget, I won the bet.
Okay.
The Pigskin Picks bet.
Thank you.
With way more correct than you did.
I needed that reminder.
And so, therefore, you owe me
Shoo, good thing you let me know,
seafood
Brian.
paella. You owe it. You lost the bet. Now you must pay up. I am victorious once again.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Hey, it's me, your Christmas tree. I know it's National Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day, but how about letting me stick around this year? You can decorate me with hearts on Valentine's Day, hide eggs in me on Easter, smoke me on 420. Just look at me as a life-size air freshener. But instead of your car, I'm in your house covering your floor with dead needles. Okay, bad example. Besides, if you really want to drag something out to the curb, how about your kid who dropped out of high school and spends all day in the basement playing GTA? Now that's a waste of space. In fact, let's rename today. Goodbye, Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day. Hello, Get Rid of Doug Day.
It is National Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day. National Bean Day.
Yeah, that solidified what I'm going to have for dinner for...
Bean, the magical fruit.
Well, I wasn't really sure, but then when I heard that this morning, by the way, national consumption, about 7.5 pounds per person yearly.
Per year? 7.5 pounds per year of beans, just regular beans?
Legumes, beans,
seem like
peas,
very much.
lentils, chickpeas, consumption rose.
I eat a lot more beans than 7.5 pounds.
Well, but only...
I love beans.
only a few percentage of Americans meet the actual recommended amount of beans. You could eat a lot more beans, is what I'm saying.
I eat the hell out of some baked beans. We have baked beans all the time.
Fiber benefit, low fat content, all that stuff. I am going to have red beans and rice. It was going to happen one night this week. I'm moving it up to tonight.
National Bean Day, National Cuddle Day. Go home and cuddle with somebody. Also, National Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day.
I was looking to book a professional cuddler, Cuddle Comfort in the state of Wisconsin.
Creepy. I'm not going. That's so creepy.
I was just checking them out. A lot of them are in Milwaukee.
Get a dog.
In Milwaukee,
Grow up, Peter Pan.
You can get a professional cuddler.
No, I'm not cuddling with a quote unquote professional.
Largest community of professional cuddlers and enthusiasts.
Might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
$80 an hour. Book a professional.
You're
going to
pay somebody $80 to cuddle you? You are a loser.
I am looking through
You're
the list.
a friggin' loser. Absolute monster loser. Get a life.
Rhinelander. If I wanted to go to Rhinelander.
You know where I want to go and get cuddled is friggin' Rhinelander.
Or Milwaukee.
Welcome to Rhinelander. Here's $80 so I can get cuddled by some stranger.
Sheboygan hugging right here. We can do some.
Dude, grow up.
Burlington. You can go down to Burlington and get
Have
some
a
hugs.
beer and find a bar with a dog in it. That's all you need.
Do some Fond du Lac cuddling.
Why is it always January 6th that you take your Christmas tree down? Why is it national? Because it's the 12 days of Christmas ended last night. That's why. So the 12 days of Christmas actually start on Christmas Day, as opposed to leading up to Christmas Day.
Well, that's kind of dumb, isn't it?
Per tradition, you're supposed to keep your tree up until all 12 days have passed.
Oh, all right.
Also, obviously, getting to the point when the trees are really just dry and not safe anymore.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to put your fake tree back in storage, you don't have to. I know some people that leave them up till Valentine's Day and beyond. But,
if you don't have a real tree, you don't have as much of a rush.
We got our tree the weekend of Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving was Thursday, obviously. That Saturday, we went out and got our tree. Actually, we got it on Friday, Black Friday. Left it in the garage Saturday for it to open up a bit. And then we brought it in on Sunday and decorated it. So it had been up for a month and some change. It went out on the curb last Wednesday. And then it was picked up within a day or two. I know the city's going around doing that, picking up some trees. If you've got a farm, they say you can bring your tree to a goat farm, right? If you got somebody that's got some goats or some animals.
It also makes good, if you have the farm, if you have the space, it also makes good wintering for birds and things like that. Take shelter.
And you can also eat your Christmas tree, as we found out several years ago.
How to Eat Your Christmas Tree is a cookbook that explores the unsung edible heroes of our forests. The humble Christmas trees and their evergreen friends. In the US and UK alone, 40 million trees are harvested and thrown away each year. My Little Green Cookbook's 22 delicious recipes with ideas such as Christmas tree cured salmon, spruce flavored ice cream, and Christmas tree alcohol.
There are some things
Christmas
you can
tree
infuse
alcohol.
for teas and things like that. However, they say those should be grown like on a farm. Most of the ones that you're buying have been have been sprayed with stuff. Yeah.
National Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day. As far as the rest of the stuff, all of the decorations inside the house have been put away, but the lights are going to be a waiting game as
I can wait.
While the snow came back with a vengeance, and so everything's covered up and snowed in.
Yeah, that's a later problem.
But the lights aren't on anymore. That's for one thing. Got a text from Jacob, said we had a dog that anytime I'd say the word ride, it would go ballistic.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you trained it. You'd say ride, then you'd give the dog a ride, and the dog loves rides, and so it's
say
just like
treats. How about walk?
It's like candy.
Get out of here.
You get a kid, and you got to say CANDY.
You gotta spell it.
He said the same thing. It was so bad we'd have to spell it. He would go off.
Yeah,
Loved
my
to ride
dogs
vehicles.
now, but we spell walk, and then they still know what that means. It's the rhythmic sound of it. They're like, WALK, got it. Still time to go for a walk.
Got a email from Colton, who said, are you receiving my text messages? I've been texting for a few days. I'm not getting any delivered receipts. I said, yeah, as far as I know, our end is working. Asked him what number he was texting to, and he's got the right number. I don't know what his deal is, but Colton, not quite sure what your sitch is. Also got a text from someone asking, how was Gene 6-9, but you were 9-7? And I had made an error, and you were actually 6-10. because I didn't put an X next to the Giants game where you picked Dallas incorrectly. So it's even worse for you. FYI. Instead of 6-9, you're 6-10. Brutal.
That's not my peak performance week.
No, certainly not. So you finished with an even worse record of 149 and 120. 148 and 123 overall. There we go. Got a math. Thank you for the correction there. I did not write the red X next to your Giants and Dallas pick to signify that you got it incorrect, much like the rest of your picks.
Some weeks were better than others. This one wasn't.
Have you ever made anything even close to seafood paella?
I don't know. I cook.
I know you cook. I know, and it's usually very weird.
It's not weird.
You put artichoke hearts in stuffing.
I did that one year.
And ruined Thanksgiving
I made
for everyone.
last night. That's not weird.
Goulash is not weird. I didn't say goulash.
Red beans and rice tonight.
Red beans and rice, not weird.
See?
You make weird food from time to time.
I do. Well, from time to time.
Coming in here with weird brownies and cookies and stuff.
They're just gluten-free. They're not weird.
Very strange. Don't taste right. There's something.
Yeah, the gluten. It's not in it.
There's some communist in there.
Flour.
There's communism in there. You're baking it right into.
Celiacs in my house. It has to happen that way. Not weird. Just different.
I mean, it's a unique dish. It's not something you make on a regular basis, but it's not anything out of the ordinary.
Seafood. I mean, I do seafood cooking.
Spanish rice. You ever made Spanish rice?
Yes.
Okay.
Red beans and rice, though, today. National Bean Day.
National Bean Day. Yeah. And
Eat
also
your beans.
take your Christmas tree down. If you've got, again, someone in your area that you know, somebody that's on your speed dial, whatever, that works with goats or has a farm, a lot of those farms are looking for your Christmas trees. Last year, we put ours out last year, and within an hour, it was gone. The people were driving around picking them up in a pickup truck. A couple of guys.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Now, I deleted the text because that's what I do. I don't like to have a bunch of text floating around in my inbox, but I got a text bright and early Sunday morning. Our very own Grant Bilse was in the area and made legitimate plans to visit with me opposed to the last time when he just sort of hinted at the thought of maybe joining me. This time around,
he actually
Grant made legitimate plans and joined me on Sunday at the helm where we watched half of the Packer game, if you want to call it that much. But now we're joined on the phone by the one and only Grant Bilse, host of the Wisco Sports Show, weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across Wisconsin, including WKTY on La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire, and the Fox Valley, now in Appleton. You just debuted yesterday. I heard some of your listeners quizzing you on whether or not you'd like to live in the Fox Valley.
Well, it has been a recurring bit somewhat on my show that I don't really like it up there. I don't really like going there.
Which is funny because after Vagabond John asked you about ranking your cities and ranking Appleton, you said, "Oh, I'd love that. I'd love to be there and I'd love to go there." So you completely did a 180 on yourself.
Well, now we need to find a new city to pick on, a city that my show is not actively broadcast in. I'm a Western Wisconsin man. I live in Madison, but I prefer the Western.
Dirty Stallus is a good go-to. Anybody, even the people that live there can pick on Stallus. So don't feel.
Or Cudahy.
Oh yeah, ooh yeah. Well, the bacon, they got the bacon, but.
That's true. That's true. But it was nice to see you, Simpson. And I think I said when I texted you, I said I'm aware in sending this text, I have no choice. Yeah. I do need to come see you and your lovely wife and some of your friends at the helm. And thank goodness I did, because in what other context were we supposed to watch that Packer game? There's no need. I was driving home in the car, listening to the game. I was a captive member of the audience who should have been thankful to have any football on the radio, and I'm listening to it like. I think I just want to listen to music instead of this. This sucks. I don't know who any of these guys are.
Well, much like your show yesterday, which I listened to a good portion of in the afternoon.
Well, thank you.
The key, and look, you had absolutely nothing to play for. You want to go. I heard some of your listeners, why don't you have more fun? Why don't you do this? Why don't you shut up? Because you don't know what the hell you're talking about, you idiot. You big, stupid Packer fan. You don't want to injure the quarterback because then you got to put Jordan Love in, and then you run the risk of that guy getting injured. You don't want to injure any of your starters. You're trying to give these guys a couple of weeks to get prepared for the real matchup, which is the game against the Bears. Who gives a rat's ass about Week 18 in the NFL? They should have just said, you know what, we forfeit. Here's the game. We're not going to go out there and play.
I mean, if they could have, they would have. Yes. Like, that would have been perfect. And I think the Vikings probably, they had a couple things going on. They gave a nice tribute to C.J. Ham and Harrison Smith. Right. And I don't know if Harrison Smith is actually going to retire. That felt like the Vikings' way of saying, like, hey, buddy, like, we don't really want you back, so retire or play somewhere else.
Right.
So that was nice for the Vikings. And J.J. McCarthy, they got to see him throw a couple of passes before he got hurt because that's what he does. So I guess they had a little something to play for. But truly, Packers fans, the Packers wanted to get in there, run as few plays as possible, pick up as few yards as possible, who cares, and just get out. Yeah. So that was the mission, and while it was a horrible product, they accomplished that mission. Like, I actually thought Matt LaFleur and his staff did a great job of accomplishing the mission that they outlined. They could have played everyone and tried to win. I think it would have been a little silly, but they could have gone that way. But they went the other way, and they leaned all the way into it.
Yes. I'm not a Packer fan, but I can appreciate wanting a little razzle-dazzle, but come on, man, entertainment purposes aside, what you really should care about is the fact that they've got a huge matchup coming up on Saturday night against the Bears, which could, potentially get them in the divisional round as opposed to the wild card round. So worry about that, not about the razzle-dazzle going for it on 4th and 13 and trying for a Hail Mary or something. Give me a break, all right? We're not doing anything in Week 18 other than trying to keep everybody safe and uninjured.
Well, and we got a call or two during Bill's show, because I produced Bill from 10 to 2, and somebody said, well, why didn't they at least open it up in the passing game a little? It's like, no, that's the exact opposite. They're trying to close it down. They're not trying to open it up. They're trying to close it. They want to do as little as possible because the whole goal was Clayton Tune is going to go out there and just get us through this game uninjured. We don't want to put anyone else out there. So if they start dropping it back, 7-step drops, and they're running these deep, they're opening it up. Well, now all of a sudden Harrison Smith comes off the edge and snipes Clayton Tune in the side of the helmet, which I love Harrison Smith, but he's been known to do that. And now you got to put Jordan Love out there. And Matt LaFleur says after the game, well, if Jordan Love had to go in, we wouldn't have thrown a pass. Like, that's how unserious of a football game this was.
Well, I expected the loss. It was ugly, though, as a product. But again, it didn't matter in the long run. So let's move on from that, and let's talk about this matchup against the Bears. How healthy are the Packers going into this matchup on Saturday night behind a paywall, which I also heard Grant Bilse bitching and moaning about yesterday?
Yeah, people aren't going to like that at all.
It's just stupid.
You're going to have to call your grandparents and get them on the Prime account, or tell them to go to the local drinking establishment and get themselves in front of a television.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'll send my 92-year-old grandma to the bar. That's good for everybody. That's what everyone needs.
Shots, touchdown shots with Nana. Hell yeah.
The Packers are about as healthy, I think, as they've been since the Denver game. Now, they're not getting Micah Parsons or Devontae Wyatt or Tucker Kraft, guys who are on IR and have been there for differing lengths of time. They're not getting those guys back. But everybody else, really, I think this is about as healthy as they've been since Denver. Evan Williams should be back in good. Zach Tom, the right tackle. Christian Watson. Josh Jacobs has been nicked up all year, but he should be the best version of whatever he's capable of being this year, dealing with the nicks and bumps and bruises. So, again, I think the way to frame it is they've been as healthy as they've been since the beginning of this losing streak, which Jordan Love hasn't played in a month, which is a little concerning, and you could be worried about Russ. Yes. But I think for how banged up this team was, and they had lost 3 in a row coming into this game. So my way of viewing it is, it's not like they were going to be able to get all their mojo back with a win over the Vikings, who mostly stink as well, right? We watched that yesterday. Like, it was J.J. McCarthy and Max Brosmer, or we watched that on Sunday. So just forfeit and punt on the idea completely of momentum. It's impossible. You can't do it. That battle was lost the last couple of weeks. Just try to be the healthiest, most rested, best version of yourselves.
Yeah, there you go.
And hope you can deal with the rust. And the Bears played all their guys on Sunday, and they lost to the Lions. So hopefully that's an advantage. That's a marked advantage the Packers can take advantage of this weekend.
Mm-hmm. What do the Packers have to do to beat Chicago on Saturday night?
Stop the run. Way better than they did against Baltimore, and they did a good job. What I don't get is the defense played very well against Chicago in Chicago a couple of weeks ago. I know they're capable, but they need to be able to stop the run enough to completely, prevent the Bears from completely just grabbing control of the game, possessing the ball, holding the ball. So the defense needs to be good enough. The offense needs to hit big plays, which Jordan Love loves to do, and that's the Bears' weakness. Their secondary is not fast. They are not capable of hanging in man coverage against Christian Watson or even against lesser receivers like Romeo Doubs or Matthew Golden or Jaden Reed. So they need to hit home runs, and on these home runs, they need to score. Because what happened in the last Bears game is they hit big plays, but with the exception of the play to Doubs that went for a touchdown, they were tackled inside the 10, and then the wheels came off in the red zone. So they need to hit big plays and convert some of those big plays to touchdowns. I feel great about their chances to win this game. I think these two teams are really close. I think there's a reason that both of these games have been really close. I think the Packers are better than their 9-win record would indicate, and I think the Bears are slightly worse than their 11-win record would indicate. Now, that's a credit to the Bears because they won those games, and that's an indictment on the Packers because they lost those games. I think these teams are really close, and I think both teams have a great shot to win. I think those are the couple bullet points that come to mind for the Packers. Big plays and stopping the run.
And they did play, the Bears did play versus resting last week, so hopefully there's that, too.
Grant Bilse hosted a Wisco Sports Show weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across the state of Wisconsin, including WKTY in La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. Other than the Packer-Bear game on Saturday night, there's obviously some decent matchups in the wild card round. What games are you most looking forward to watching this weekend?
So I don't have the slate in front of me, so I don't know every matchup and time slot off the top of my head. I'm excited to see your Patriots against the Chargers. I think this is a good opponent for the Patriots. I don't think very highly of the Chargers.
Oh, I think they're garbage.
I kind of do, too, and I think Justin Herbert, with all due, everybody nitpicks Jordan Love, and I think that's fair. He has one playoff win to his name, and he's had some bad interceptions and big moments, but for whatever reason, then people watch Justin Herbert this guy. It's he's never won a playoff game. I don't know. I don't always get the Justin Herbert.
So you got Rams, Carolina on Saturday, then you got Packers, Bears on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, you've got Buffalo, Jacksonville. You've got the late game, which is San Fran, Philly. And then you got the night game, which is New England and Chargers. Denver and Seattle, of course, have the byes. And then on Monday night, you've got Houston, Pittsburgh, which... Does Aaron Rodgers have magic? Has he got magic? They blessed the end zone. He led them on a fourth quarter scoring drive. They get the win. Is this the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do this thing again?
Probably not. I think the other team that I'm most excited to watch, the AFC compels me more than the NFC. I'm interested to see what Houston looks like against the Steelers because I think Houston could end up in the Super Bowl. It wouldn't surprise me at all. That defense is nasty, and their quarterback, I think, can be just good enough. I don't think C.J. Stroud is awesome, but he's not like Case Keenum or Daniel Jones or, some of the other quarterbacks that we've watched in recent years who just kind of ride behind an elite defense. He should be able to manage the thing and probably make some plus throws, too. So Houston, I'm interested in. The funny thing about the other night, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, I don't think either quarterback deserved to lose that game. I'm glad that Aaron Rodgers won it because I just hate the idea of his career ending that way if he retires, with the special teams and the defense letting him down. Lamar Jackson didn't deserve to lose either.
No.
I don't think very highly of Lamar Jackson's ability to get it done in big games and in playoff games because he hasn't, right? I'm not making that up. He just hasn't done it. But he led his team on 2 game-winning drives, and his kicker missed one, and his defense gave up a score. So, I don't know. It was almost a bummer that someone had to lose that game Sunday night, and just secondarily, is that not why the NFL is the absolute best? The final week of the season, 2 teams playing for the division, and it comes down to the final second and the kicker missing a kick because that's the NFL. That's just how it works out for that league. That game was going to be a banger, and we just don't get that in the NBA or Major League Baseball or other American leagues.
My hopes and prayers, obviously, are that the Patriots beat the Chargers and Pittsburgh beats Houston. Somehow they find a way. Aaron Rodgers, his old ass, gets dragged up to New England where he gets throttled by the Pats. Buffalo beats Jacksonville, goes to Denver, gets the job done, and then Buffalo has to travel to New England for the AFC Championship game, and we don't have to go to Denver because I don't want to go to Denver. I got to be honest.
Things have worked out very well for your Patriots. You will only have to play one of Buffalo or Denver. The Chargers, I think, are the softest opponent, maybe other than the Steelers in the AFC. Although we'll see. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think highly of his ability to win in big spots or playoff games either because, again, he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it for a long time. Some of that his fault, some of it is supporting cast. I understand. Jacksonville-Buffalo's interesting. It doesn't feel like a primetime, big-time matchup because it's Jacksonville. But if Jacksonville comes out and smokes Buffalo and really flexes, that could be a Super Bowl team. There are very few teams in football who've played better football than the Jags over the last 2 months.
And I will say Buffalo at times this season has looked off. for a team that had all the stars aligned with Mahomes and Lamar Jackson being out in a somewhat weak AFC in terms of Pittsburgh. And, give the Patriots credit. They're still not this Brady-led Patriots team. They're Drake May-led. It seemed to line up for Josh Allen this year, but he just at times hasn't looked like the right guy.
Well, and the problem is for the Buffalo Bills, and we fail to see this sometimes. We always, do they need to change a coach? What's wrong with them? Is there something going on in the locker room? Is there something? They don't have that many good players. That's the issue. They're not that good. They don't have, James Cook is a good running back. And their left tackle, Deion Dawkins, is pretty good, I guess. But, that's not a great football team. Josh Allen is awesome, but that only gets you so far. So I wish for the sake of Josh Allen and the Bills, in a year where there's no Mahomes, there's no Lamar, there's no Joe Burrow. I wish he had a couple other good players on his team. But I do think he's so good, and Jacksonville is so unproven, that he could go and win a game single-handedly. I just have a hard time seeing him doing it multiple times, which is what it takes to get to the Super Bowl.
Grant Bilse, host of the Wisco Sports Show, weekday afternoons on stations all across Wisconsin. One last question, Grant, as we let you go here.
Yes.
Staying in the NFL, Black Monday yesterday. It started on Sunday night with Atlanta cleaning house. Belichick and Jordan Hudson are making a play for the NFL. Do you see Darth Hoodie getting a job in the big leagues and leaving UNC in his dust with the Badger quarterback transfer now up in the limbo with Belichick possibly leaving North Carolina? Do you see him moving to the NFL, or is that a pipe dream?
No. That seems like a pipe dream. I don't know who would hire him. I guess crazier things have happened. Some people might point out, well, what about Brady in Las Vegas? Can I say something instead on Belichick? Can I say something on your former quarterback, Tom Brady?
Yes,
I don't get this.
Please do.
When this season began, Brian Simpson, noted Patriots fan, everyone was celebrating the impact that Tom Brady was having in that organization. And I remember on Monday Night Football, the camera pointing up into the booth where he was sitting with his suit among all of the team's analysts and scouts, and Tom Brady. His fingerprints are everywhere on this thing, right?
It was.
And then for 2 or 3 months, we just kind of stopped hearing about that because the Raiders sucked. They were awful. They're going to have the #1 pick in the draft this year, and they fired their coach. And now I'm reading think pieces. Mike Florio had one the other day, Pro Football Talk, where it's like, now is Brady's time to shine. It's like, well, what was he doing last year when he put together this roster and they signed Geno Smith and they hired Pete Carroll, who busted out after a year? Whatever, man. Whatever. Good for Tom Brady. It's time for him to build a team, even though he already built one and they were the worst team in football.
Would you agree with me in the statement that Brady got better as a broadcaster from year 1 to year 2?
Sure. Yeah.
Look, he's a maniac worker guy. He still is. I will say that. I don't know what happened in year 1 with the Raiders, but it's the Raiders, okay? That is a doomed organization, much like the Jets. Jets are going to Jets, Raiders are going to Raiders, and it doesn't matter if it's Brady, if it's Tom Coughlin, if it's Belichick. I don't care who it is. The Raiders are always going to be a disaster. Brady, give him another year here. That was year 1, all right? Okay. Everybody gets the first year to kind of figure it all out, and we'll see what happens. But he's TB12. He's Captain America. He can do no wrong.
You really don't like him.
He's
That's
not.
so great. That's so great, Grant.
He's not Captain America. He's a lizard person. He looks like an alien, not from this planet.
Oh, Grant.
And now he's in this Pizza Hut commercial. He doesn't walk like a person. He walks like a robot in human skin. He's so just weird.
He's the
but he
future.
has been better on TV this year. I'll give him credit for that.
He's the future. He even had a little nod to OJ with the one glove.
He
even had a little.
Is he?
He's getting cloned. You can be guaranteed that. They're going to put up a second. They're going to put up a second Tom Brady statue at Gillette Stadium when his clone comes in a couple of years and starts winning football games.
Instead of rescuing, he just cloned it. Is that what the clone?
Grant, it's always a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
You too. Nice to see you on Sunday, Simpson. That was fun. We'll do it again.
I made the bartender put vodka in his Miller Lite.
What?
He didn't want to do any shots because he had to drive. So I said, well, put some vodka in there. And he did. So poor Grant.
I guess I maybe would have tried to choke it down.
He did choke it down.
Did he?
Yeah.
And then he left.
Then he had to leave. Yeah, he had to go home.
I just want to know who the starting shortstop.
That guy's on in Apple Valley now, isn't he? Fox Valley area?
Fox Valley, yeah, Appleton. Bad News, Happy Music is next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some Haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
We're going to do a little bit more than sprinkling in the Florida Man today.
Is it constant? Is that like the theme? It's a theme?
Several Florida Man stories. We'll get started right away with a Florida mailman is now facing charges after he allegedly tried to run over a 10-year-old child who he thought was stealing a package that he had just left on someone's porch.
You thought it was a porch pirate?
Look, I get it. They're a problem. I love the videos of the mystery boxes exploding in porch pirates' faces. They're great. I can watch them 24/7, never get tired. But you can't, as a federal employee, run over 10-year-olds on their scooters because you think they took a box off somebody's. You're not the law around here, okay? You're a federal employee. I'll give you that. You got probably good benefits, but you can't be taking the law into your own hands. 41-year-old William White Jr.
Thought that this
Any relation to Walter White?
kid was stealing.
Was delivering mail in Pensacola, Florida back on the 27th of December when he saw the kid ride by on a scooter with a box that he had just dropped off. Cops say that he tried to hit the kid with his mail truck to get the package back.
Dedication.
No escalation here, just straight to running the child over with a vehicle. Those scooters can go pretty fast, though. Some of them get like...
Was the kid oversized? Did he look like an adult?
We're talking a 10-year-old here.
I know, I'm teasing.
Luckily, the boy was able to bail at the last second, ended up in the hospital with an ankle injury. His scooter did end up underneath this guy's mail truck, so he would have run him over.
He really was trying to run him over.
It turned out the kid wasn't actually stealing the package at all. William had dropped it off at the wrong address, and the boy was being nice and bringing it to his neighbor.
William, don't you feel like a heel?
William, by the way, not going to be working for the post office any longer. Now facing charges. William's now facing charges for theft. Not sure how we got that. Criminal mischief and aggravated assault.
This isn't just a simple oops crash with a 10-year-old in the road. This is an intentional act by a United States postal worker. You know, it's amazing what a small conversation would do in a situation rather than jumping straight to use of force, or putting your hands on somebody, or just really escalating the situation way past where it should have been. It's a 10-year-old on a scooter. It's not a normal porch pirate running up snatching packages that you just dropped off.
The child
That's good advice to everyone, isn't it? To ask them to just chill. There's ways to get to things before the full escalation.
The child, whose family owns the residence, realized it was the wrong address, retrieved the package, placing it on his scooter and taking it to the correct address. So they probably saw the package get delivered on the Ring camera, got in touch with the kid, said, hey, this goes to the neighbor.
Steve. It's Steve's.
Right, bring it over to his house.
Time.
Yeah, Christmas might be a present. The man, the USPS driver, thought the kid was stealing the package, drove his vehicle towards the kid, running over his scooter. The child was able to get away in a nearby yard before the scooter was struck. The guy then grabbed the scooter and threw it in his mail truck and drove away with it before tossing it in a nearby yard after a family member of the child went to confront him. This guy, of course, in big trouble now, mister.
You've got mail.
Yeah, you're not going to be getting mail. Not from that guy anymore. Idiot.
Lost his federal bennies you were talking about.
Probably gonna. Back in the state of Florida, hashtag Florida teenager arrested on Sunday after he was going how fast on the highway? How fast was he going on Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County? How fast was he going, Gene?
I don't know. I'm bad at this game. 118.
Ooh.
I am speed.
Higher than that. 136. I just watched Ford versus Ferrari this past weekend. By the way, it was good. 152.
Ooh. 154. 154 miles per hour on Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County. Florida Highway Patrol says a teen was arrested. The trooper initially got behind the vehicle to pull him over. The teen accelerated even faster, reaching speeds of 154 miles per hour. Deputy was able to pull him over finally. This kid facing charges of reckless driving and dangerous excessive speeds. And in Florida, it's felony, right? Like if you're going that fast, you're getting...
that's very, very fast.
Yeah, a teen was arrested after he was speeding at more than 150 miles per hour on wet roads along Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County. Cirillo Reyes Calais, not a 15-year-old, a 19-year-old, so teenager in the very loose term there, very loose sense of the word. Weaving through traffic without signaling while traveling on eastbound I-4 in a Ford Mustang. The trooper initially got behind him to pull him over. Yeah, and this thing's pimped out, too. You can see it from the pictures. He decided to run from the cops, 154 miles per hour.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Charges of reckless driving, dangerous excessive speeds, and the Florida super speeder law is going to get this kid. He was taken to the jail, probably going to be in big trouble, mister. This kid was driving 155. Pretty damn close to it.
That is a souped-up Mustang.
Got to give this guy credit. He was trying to defuse the situation. As a person who has been in one of these spots in the past and tried to leave, I know all too well how quickly things can go bad. A couple in Pennsylvania got into a fight in the parking lot of a Taco Bell on New Year's Eve.
Well, that sounds just like the place you want to be, doesn't it?
New Year's Eve, Taco Bell parking lot, in the vehicle together, nowhere to go, having an argument. This guy knew it was getting out of hand, right? Probably knows.
Could sense it was escalating.
Right. It's time to get out of the car. Got out of the car, and then she ran his ass over with the car.
I just hear a crash, and I look outside, and he's on the floor. The car is destroyed from the front end. If we didn't have this truck, he would have been not alive.
He got out of the vehicle, did the right thing. He knew the tempers were flaring, got out of the vehicle and walked away. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of domestic violence incidents in the past month. It's a tough time of year. I've said it before. I ask everyone to take a deep breath, stay calm, walk away.
I just don't want to go near walking there because I always go to Taco Bell to get a drink, and I don't want to walk it there anymore.
That obviously is a young child who was in the area on New Year's Eve. Who witnessed this whole thing going down. She's now facing an attempted murder charge for plowing into her boyfriend with her car following a fight in this Taco Bell. Her name, by the way, is Destiny Green. She spells it Destenee.
Yeah, Destiny Green took the wheel and ran her boyfriend.
Jesus didn't take the wheel. Destiny did.
Ran him over.
She is now wanted in connection with the New Year's Eve incident, which left her boyfriend with multiple injuries. The victim is lucky to be alive, said the cops in an interview. Couple was fighting inside of the vehicle at the Taco Bell when the boyfriend tried to defuse the situation by just leaving. Like, look, I am not going to deal with this. I'm out of here. Got out of the car. New tempers were flaring. Cops say the boyfriend began walking down the street when Green then drove her vehicle onto the sidewalk, traveling the wrong way, and struck him from behind. The female fled the scene, now wanted by the police. Surveillance footage obtained by the police and news stations down there show the boyfriend walking in front of a car when Green mows him down from behind. The shop owner's 12-year-old son is the one we just heard there, talking about the whole thing. Local police noted they've seen an uptick in domestic violence, calling the holidays a, quote, tough time of year for many couples.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Yeah, they were fighting. He says, I'm going to just walk home. This isn't going well. It's not going to go anywhere here if I stay. And she...
Well, maybe he knows what kind of person she is and is...
It's driving the wrong way on the sidewalk in the middle of the night to mow him down from behind. That kind of a person.
I'm guessing they broke up after that.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Last but not least, we're not going back to Florida. We're going to Scotland. We've seen these things in the past. Come to the center of town and watch me eat a rotisserie chicken. Remember that guy? Wasn't he eating a rotisserie chicken every day for a month on video? And then he was doing it live and he had people come down. Remember the cheese ball guy? Come watch me eat a whole big thing of cheese balls.
What are we eating now?
Well, this isn't eating. This is getting kicked in the balls.
On purpose?
More than 100 people gathering in Glasgow in a park
to kick this guy in the nuts?
To watch this guy get kicked in the balls. The event was billed as a final send-off to his wedding tackle.
He's got to have prostate.
Before a trans person's bottom surgery, whatever the hell that means, with a kick delivered alongside a flute accompaniment. So somebody booked a flutist to be there and provide background music for this person to get kicked in the junk before saying goodbye to their junk forever, assumedly. The person who posted this put an ad online that said, "Come watch me get kicked in the balls one last time before bottom surgery."
Well, there's no beating my balls.
No, there is kicking them, though.
The advertisement for this event said the kick would be delivered full force, big boot, execution style, and by a large D.
Okay. All right. So did they?
Images show the poster, which was shared on the Glasgow Reddit page. The promo flyer said, "This poster is not a bit. I am actually being kicked hard in the C&B LMAO. Maximum disrespect. A nice Sunday out for the polycule."
All right, now, mommy, daddy button.
About 120 people turned out to Glasgow's Queen's Park. The performer said they had put up one flyer at my local bookshop and expected maybe 10, 12 people to show up. The cheers in the background, the person who posted it said, "I made it to the top of the bottom surgery list. I promised someone like 5 months ago if I did, I'd get kicked in the nuts as a consequence."
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Well, they kicked his ass.
Yeah, they did.
And his front, too. The kicker takes over, saying the event was about the transience of human experience. If you know that you will never feel something again in your life, even if that is an unpleasant something, surely one last time.
No, thanks.
A flute performance accompanied the ball-kicking show. There's pictures of this. Audience not asked to not videotape this whole thing with their phones or upload any clips to the internet. Yeah. The host said that an official videographer would capture it.
I'm having nuts.
Yeah. One performer then squatted with their back turned before they were then delivered a swift kick to the genitals.
Yeah.
And then assume they said goodbye to their stuff.
Uh-huh. Sounds like it.
Some sort of surgery.
Okay. Ow.
So there's that.
Uh-huh.
Bad news, happy music. Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene.
More of a gong than a flute, isn't it? I don't know.
Oh, is
More
it
like
a slide whistle flute? Like something along those lines?
Maybe.
No? To each their own, I guess. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to our daily check-ins after the Offspring.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello?
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
rockmornings.com, the website where you can get all of our contact info. Michelle texted in, said it was Family Feud with Ray Combs, who committed suicide. Couldn't remember if he hosted Wheel of Fortune or
Tragic.
Family Feud. It was Family Feud. She was also very happy to hear that Frampton Comes Alive came out 50 years ago today, and then shared a picture of her with Pete Frampton from like 1986, it looks like. It's very pixelated.
I'm sure that tracks.
Somebody texted in and said Wisconsin will take your license if your clock going 25 miles per hour over the speed limit. They could take your license. Sometimes the cops will let you go. We were not talking about Wisconsin, but thank you. We were talking about the speeder in Florida who did 154.
That's more than 25
and
miles.
Florida has a new law, the super speeder law, which you can get you a felony if you get caught going really, really fast, which is what happened to that guy. Cheryl said, way to make us mail carriers look good. What a dumbass. Referring to the U.S. Postal Service worker who ran over a 10-year-old scooter because he thought he was stealing a package.
That's not a reflection on all of you. That's just that guy.
Yeah. Look, there's bad radio guys, there's bad mail carriers, there's bad painters, there's bad government officials.
Bad cops, all of that.
There's bad everything. It doesn't mean you're all bad. It just means that person is bad. Corbin texted in, said, as a Tampa Bay fan, I'm pulling for the Chicago Bears. The Bears. Wants them to beat the Packers. I'm assuming it's a more favorable matchup for him. If the Carolina or Tampa Bay... Oh, well, Tampa Bay's not even in the playoffs, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Pat also texted in that it was Family Feud that Ray Combs hosted back in the day. Michelle, I don't need your life story. Stop texting in. Stop it. You know the rules. This is like 5 text messages. It's enough. I don't need your life story. I love you. That's great. But I don't need all of this information.
This is Frampton. She gets to talk about it.
I get it. That's great. But we're not here to celebrate your Frampton catalog and what days everything happened. Keep it to yourself.
Excited.
I don't need to know. No more text. Stop it. You're banned for the rest of the week. Also got a text from someone who said, how was Gene 6-9, but I was 9-7? I had miscalculated. I forgot to put a red X next to your incorrect New York Giants pick against the Dallas Cowboys, and therefore you finished 6-10, while I finished 9-7. Either way,
it wasn't a great week for me. I do have to say that.
It wasn't a great season either. It was bad.
Hey, it was a fine season.
You
it was
lost
just
big time, and now I'm going to get this seafood paella.
Fine season. That's what happened.
We were talking about would your cat remember you if you left for an extended period of time when you got back?
I think so.
Jacob said, we had a dog that anytime I said the word ride, it would go ballistic. It was so bad we would just have to spell it out. Well, that's the same as a kid with candy or treats or whatever. They're trained to think that way. Got an email from Colton wondering why his text messages aren't going through. He said he was texting the correct number, not quite sure why we're not getting them. Maybe he got blocked. Were you being annoying and you got blocked and you don't remember it? Is that why? Go through these blocked numbers, see if yours is in there. Also, I got an email from my wife. This is great, and I only read this because it's something I wouldn't have even thought about. She said, your former truck must have made it to the Chicago area. I forgot to cancel the iPass that was on the truck, and there was a bunch of toll charges from yesterday, all in the Chicago area. So my truck, which got totaled by the insurance company several months ago,
got
must have gotten towed finally to Chicago to go to a junkyard or scrapyard or whatever they're going to do with it. And we never canceled the Easy Pass that we put on it when we drove to New England last year. So as it was on the bed of the tow truck going to Chicago, it went through the Easy Pass and we got hit with these charges. About $30 worth. So, oops. Thanks, honey, for the email. She said she canceled it. Toot sweet.
I bet.
Also got a text from Grant Bilse. I told you that I showed you this video. He was telling me about this on Sunday when we were watching the Packer game because there wasn't a lot to watch on TV.
Seeger bar?
So he was telling me about some guy that he follows on Instagram because I'm not on. I don't care. But he's a New Englander. He's from the Boston area, and he goes into his only thing, his shtick. The only thing he does is he goes into a bar and orders a pint of Guinness and asks the bartender if they can put on some Seeger, Bob Seeger, in the bar. And if they do, they become a certified Seeger bar.
Gives him a sticker.
And they have some sort of sticker and maybe a can koozie
video,
or something.
Obviously.
And a video out in front. Jocko's Bar and Kitchen was the latest that he sent to me. So thanks, Grant, for the video.
Seeger. He likes the Seeger.
I guess. Thanks, though. Appreciate it. Thanks to everybody except for Michelle. Stop texting, Michelle. Stop it. It's too many texts. Yeah, she sent in like 7 today. I don't text my wife that much. That's too much.
She wanted to tell you the story.
I don't need to know about when you met Frampton in the Dells. I don't need to know. My life was fully complete without knowing that.
Thanks for all the details, though, Michelle.
Have a great day.